Now, when it comes to brokers, trust has to be one of the most important factors, if not the most important factor. You know, choosing a reputable broker that you can actually count on is such an important aspect of your trading business. There's a lot of brokers out there, there's a lot of good brokers, there's a lot of not so good brokers. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down my top 3 recommendations based on what I've used so far in the past and what I've learned. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Right, so one of the very first brokers we're going to be taking a look at today is Blueberry Markets. Now, one of the best things that I do like about Blueberry Markets is their exceptional customer support. You know, there's going to be times where you need that customer support and you need it quickly. Whether that's in regards to like a trade query, or you have some sort of problem, or you want some questions answered, whatever it may be, there's 1,001 different questions you may ask. But it's vital, in my opinion, to be able to trust a broker to offer that support and to offer it very quickly and precisely when you need it. So with Blueberry actually pride themselves on being one of the best, if not the best, in the entire space, which I value a lot. And the fact that they do really value their clients and their clients' happiness in regards to the broker is so important as well. I've actually had the privilege of speaking to these guys multiple times on phone calls, video calls, etc. And they're really genuine, and that's something that I do value a lot. So I do recommend this if you are looking to, you know, scale up, start out, and it's just such a great broker overall. So let's take a look at this in more detail, and let's take a look at what Blueberry actually has to offer. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the different account types. Now this is going to depend on what sort of style you trade, whether you're more of a swing trader, day trader, whether you're not too fussed about accurate spreads, or whether you need that precise accurate spreads. So let's take a look. So we've got the Blueberry standard account, and then we've got the direct account as well. Now both accounts are very similar and both offer great benefits, but there is 2 slight differences here, which you may have already spotted. So take a look at the first 2 rows. So we've got spreads from 1 pips. So great spread, you know, in terms of a standard account, especially if you're trading on the higher time frames and you're not too fussed about those 0.0 pip spreads, then this could be the account for you. And the bonus with this as well is that it comes with 0 commission. So that's a big bonus. Whereas you look at the direct account and the spreads drop and start from 0.0 pips, which is a definite bonus. If you're like me and you need that precise, accurate entry, maybe you've set a limit order in a very precise place, and you're talking, we're talking very much precisional accuracy in regards to trades, then this is going to be the account that you are likely going to need. However, it does come at a slight upgrade in price with the commission here at $7 here. So, you know, there's pros and cons to both. I personally do use this, but of course there is a benefit to using both accounts as well, depending on what you value and what your trade style is. In regards to minimum deposit, starts at $100, which is a good amount, because I personally don't think you should be starting with anything less than that, because I'm a big advocate of starting with an amount that, you know, you can really treat it like a business and really treat it seriously. So if $100 to you is treating it like a business, treating it seriously, then perfect. But if that amount to you is 5k or 10k, then you may want to be looking at that, depending on, of course, your circumstances. This is not advice, by the way. This is just, you know, my opinion. In regards to leverage, we have 1 to 500 maximum on both accounts, which is great. And personally, I don't think every trader is going to need this. I don't think many traders will need this full capacity. However, it's also good that you know you have access to that, so that if you need it, you've got it. Minimum trade size, 0.01 lots on both accounts. Once again, if you trade a small account, or you're trading something like, let's say, gold or something, where the lot sizes are slightly different, then this is going to come in handy. Tradable instruments, 300 plus on both accounts, which is definitely a bonus. There's lots of variation, and of course MT4 and MT5 for both platforms. So let's take a look at what's got down here. Perfect. So some good bonuses so far. Let's take a look at things in a bit more detail. Let's take a look at trading instruments as well. So we've got multiple different currency pairs. As we said, we've got 300 different plus instruments across currencies, indices, metals and commodities. So that's a bonus. So you've got currency pairs, exotic currency pairs for those of you who trade exotics, such as US dollar, Mexican peso. I remember trading that in the past. I don't trade that anymore, of course, but I have traded that before, or at least analysed that before back in the day. Don't think I actually took a trade on that, but I used to analyse it a little bit. Indices, so you've got things like Aussie 200, Germany 30, UK 100, things like that. So if you are wanting to trade some of the indices markets, then it is available to you. I've traded this before. No longer trade these kind of markets, but I did at one point in my journey. Then you've got metals, so you've got such as gold, silver, platinum, also good to have. And then of course you've got West Texas oil and crude oil as well. So you've got a lot of variation here. See, have a look at more detail again. Now I've tested withdrawals and deposits. They are very quick, and it's good to actually have that as well, because there's many brokers out there that actually take a long while to deposit and withdraw. But for me personally, I've tried this a few times and it is very quick and very precise, which is always good as well. As you can see, offer many different types of transfer and deposit and withdrawal into the accounts. So you've got multiple different ways. No matter what country you're in, you've got different ways to deposit and withdraw, which is a good bonus as well. Last but not least, let's take a look at trading conditions. See what's on here. Good thing about this is that this broker is actually regulated as well. I wouldn't be recommending this if it wasn't regulated, but it is, which is good to know as well. We've also had a look at spreads before, but we're just taking in a little bit more detail and just running you through the website a little bit more. You've got client protection. There's trading conditions depending on where you're at as well. So a lot of things to have a look at here. If you do want to take a look at this, you can get actually a 10% trade credit if you sign up with my link in the description below. As you guys know, I'm not a big advocate of promoting anything that I don't use or don't advocate. So when it comes to things like this, I'm very precise and I'm very cautious about what I do recommend. But this is something that I've actually tested for myself. I use it myself and it is a great broker. So if you want to have a look at that, you can. And once again, you get 10% trade credit depending on how much you deposit up until the 20k mark. So that's definitely a bonus, something to think about. And let's move on to the next broker. Now taking a look at the second broker, which you may have heard of, which is IC Markets. It's quite a well-known broker and it is definitely more so in the public eye, but it's a great broker. I use this myself and I have no problems and just positive things to say about it overall in my experience so far. So it's been really good. So let's take a look at what IC have to offer. So we've got lower spreads, which we can advocate for. So we're going to take a look at the accounts in a little bit as well. So we've got lower spreads, fast execution. Yeah, I can advocate for that as well. Whether that's on MT4 desktop or whether that's on your phone, the execution is very quick, very efficient. As soon as you place that order, especially if you're using the raw spread account as well, it is very good at triggering you into the trade, which is nice as well. Superior technology, which is nice, better fills, unrivaled customer service. Once again, this is such a big aspect of it, especially with the two brokers we've covered so far. So IC and Blueberry, they are both very, very good with customer service, and that is what you need in my opinion. It should be up there with the top 3 to 5 things that you look for when choosing a broker, in my opinion. Because if you have a problem, or if you have a query or a question or something that's bothering you, or whether you just need to reach out and get some guidance on something, to have that unrivaled customer support is such an important aspect. And you do not realize that until you've been with, let's say, another broker who maybe has an average customer service and it takes a long while for them to get back to you. It's just not the same experience. Whereas if they get back to you very quickly, it is such an important part of having a broker and having trust in a broker as well, which is very important. Advanced trading tools, so you've got obviously MT4, different things in here as well. So you've got one trade module, market depth, spread monitor, trade risk calculator, etc. Superior trading platform. So I use MT4. You can also use MT5 and CTrader as well. I know quite a lot of people do use CTrader, so if you do like that, you have that as well. Trust and transparency. So IC Markets is Australia's top online trading company that applies to raw spreads on its main and most famous account type. So that's good as well. No price manipulation, which is a bonus too. And of course, I wouldn't promote a broker that's not regulated. This is regulated, which is nice as well. Let's take a look at the accounts. So what accounts do we have? Very similar to Blueberry in the respect that you have choice of 2 accounts. It says 3 here because one of them is on CTrader, of course. But let's just take a look at the raw spread and the standard. So the standard, first and foremost, is the normal account, let's say. So this is where you have 0 commission. The spreads are a little bit higher, but they are great spreads. If you're looking at that, you know, it is very, very accurate spreads, and you pay 0 commission on that as well, which is such a bonus. And of course, if you want that upgrade, you have got that. So you've got the raw spread account. Commission is $3.5 per lot per side, and then spreads start from 0.0. Once again, this is not going to be for everyone. This account is going to be applied for most people, but if you are after that, you know, really accurate spreads, and you do need that, let's say you're trading on a lower time frame execution and you do need those precise, accurate entries, then this could be the account for you. This is the account for me. Obviously, it does come with the commission as well. So you just got to weigh up the pros and the cons for both sides, but overall, both great accounts. I've both tested them as well, and they are good. Once again, you've got why choose our raw spread account. You've got a couple of details here that are important. So let's have a look at this. Let's take a look at more so this. So you got 3.5 lots per lot per side, but then it's obviously $7 per lot round turn. Spread start from 0, 0.6 on here. No commission on this. Minimum deposit is 200, so slightly more, well, pretty much double what Blueberry has. So, you know, it's a good amount to start with. I don't think anyone should be going below $100 anyway, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. 1 to 500 of leverage, which is good. Once again, I don't think every trader is going to need this, but it is good to have access to that. Maximum number of position orders per account, so 200, so you've got more than enough. Server location, this is based in London, so CTrader, the other 2 in New York. Then you've got micro trading lots, currency pairs 64 on both accounts. You can do CFD trading as well. Stop at level is 50%. One-click trading available. Islamic accounts available. Trading styles allowed all, which is good as well, because some brokers actually have restrictions on what styles you can trade. So for example, let's say you wanted to hedge a position, so you wanted to take a buy and a sell at within the space of an hour or something to hedge both sides of the move. Some brokers aren't going to allow you to do that, but on this account you can do that because you have access to all different trading styles, which is good as well. Order distance restriction, none, and obviously you've got a few other things as well. So great broker overall, in my opinion. I've been using this for a while now. I've been using this account and no complaints. It's just very accurate, very quick, great fills, and nothing but positivity to say about it, to be honest. So I recommend checking this out if you haven't already, and definitely give this a go. Before we move on to the next broker, we actually have a few more things to look at. So I'm just going to take you through the account funding just to show you the different options we actually have. So you've obviously got credit and debit cards, PayPal, then you've got multiple more options as well, which is good. You've got broker to broker transfer as well, which is nice as well. So let's say you have funds in other brokers. They may or may not offer this process depending on what broker you used before. So the previous broker that I used before wouldn't allow this broker to broker transfer, but some brokers will. So depending on what you use, it can be good. Got Klarna as well. So you've got a lot of different various ways to fund your account. And deposits and withdrawals are very quickly processed, which is once again a great benefit. So this is just more information on deposits and withdrawals, but once again, they are great. All you have to do basically is just fill out a withdrawal form, which you would have to do on most brokers anyway, and you just got to put certain details in, your bank details, etc. And then if you want to withdraw, you can do, and it's usually very quick, especially after you've had the first withdrawal and it's confirmed. The next withdrawals tend to be very quickly processed. So that's a great bonus. Let's move on to the third and final account. Now, the third and final broker we're going to be taking a look at today is Oanda. So Oanda is a great broker. There's plenty of different brokers that I could have chosen as my third and final one. However, there's a lot of brokers that I haven't tested, so I'm obviously going to recommend certain brokers that I have tried, I have tested for time as well. And there's obviously other brokers out there, but I haven't tested them. So based on what I've tested and tried so far, these three are my favorite recommendations. And for the longest time, I actually used Oanda. So back when I was using more so a higher time frame execution, still use higher time frames to this day, but it's more so lower time frame execution for more precise and accurate entries. Whereas back then, still precise and accurate entries, but I was using the 1 hour and the 15 minute to execute trades. So I was using this for a long time. So let's take a look at this account. Once again, great broker overall. Lots of positive feedback to offer about this. So 25 years a global broker. Now that in itself just tells you exactly what you need to know in regards to having a good reputation, because if it wasn't a good broker, it wouldn't be around for too long. Whereas 25 years in the industry just shows its credibility and its reputation, which is good. So what do we have? So you have CFD trading, so you can go long or short on over 120 CFD instruments, including over 70 Forex pairs. So whether you want to take a position on Forex, indices, commodities, metals and bonds, you can do that. There is an option for spread betting, which will depend country to country. And it depends on how you do things as well. I would read up on the laws with this, because there are certain laws and regulations depending on which country you are in, but it is an option. You've got a lot of different powerful trading tools, so you've probably seen the currency correlator that Oanda actually offer as well. That's a good tool. I've used it a lot in the past, especially in the early days, just to see what currency pairs are correlated to what. So, how correlated is Aussie CAD to Euro dollar or Aussie yen, for example, or how correlated is the DXY to Euro dollar. Like, just little things like that. It's good to actually have those tools at hand. Of course, you don't need to sign up to the broker to actually have access to that, but it's one of the benefits to Oanda itself. The spreads, now depending on what trading style you obviously trade, this is going to vary. So for me personally, 0.6 pips on Euro dollar and 1.2 spread on pound dollar is a little bit too much spread. But saying that, depending on what style you trade, like I said before, this could be perfect account for you. So that's good. And there's zero commission on these trades as well. I believe that's still the case. It was when I was trading on it as well. 30 to 1 max leverage, which is good as well. Once again, you don't need 500 to 1. Everyone wants the biggest leverage, the biggest this, the biggest that, but the truth is that you don't need it. It may help in certain circumstances, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of traders that 30 to 1 is going to be more than enough as well. So it does depend on how you trade. But like I said before, this was actually the reason that I moved away from this broker. And it wasn't to do with the broker, it was more so my trading style evolving. So as I evolved from higher time frame execution to more so lower time frame execution, still using the higher time frames of course, but taking an entry sub 5 minute on the sub 5 minute time frame, it's a little bit different. You need obviously tighter stops, more accurate spreads, more accurate entries. So with that, I just found that with certain trades I wasn't getting tagged into, and when I was in trades, I was being stopped out of certain trades that, on the chart I wasn't technically tapped out. It's just the spread that was doing that. So I just had to evolve from this to these two, which suit my liking a lot more now. But based on the style that I traded before, this was perfect and I had no problems with it, and it was a great broker overall. So nothing but good things to say about it. engineered for speed. It does have fast execution. Once again, these have great customer service as well. Very good customer service, no complaints, and they do get back to you very quickly. Powerful platforms, powered by TradingView. So you can actually sign into your Owander broker on TradingView as well. I'm personally not a big advocate of doing this because I don't like seeing the monetary amounts on TradingView and have that almost impact the way you manage trades, if that makes sense. Or at least I didn't in the past. I've not tried it recently, but in the past I liked separating the analysis and the execution plus management of the trade. But if you're a fan of that, then you can connect to your broker via TradingView, and that could be a good option to actually just manage trades from there instead of logging into MT4 or MT5 or CTrader. So you've got the standard trading account, which is 24-hour support, once again, which is good as well. Let's see if we've got any features in regard to this. Yep, so this is exactly what I was looking for. So you've got 70 FX pairs, which is good. CFDs, minimum account balance is 0. It's a benefit. So if those of you who want to start with less than $100, you have the option to do that if you like. Spread bet sub account, yeah, you do have sub accounts on this. So let's say you have a main trading account, you can also create 3, 4, 5 plus sub accounts to actually deposit funds into. Let's say you're trading a different style, or you're wanting to separate different styles, or whatever you want to do, then you can have the option to do that. Web and platform, desktop platforms, so you've got MT4 mobile apps, yes. No recourse, yes. Fully automated execution, yes. 24/5 support, so once again 5 days a week while the Forex markets are open. You've got that. Variable contract sizes, yep. Trading performance, dashboard, yep. Joint account, yes. And corporate account, yes. So you've got a lot of different options, and you do have access to a professional account, but you do need to reach out to them and obviously contact them for more information. But overall, yeah, a great broker. I've once again tested this before, and just positive things to say about it, to be honest. It's just as my style evolved, my broker did need to evolve as well, just based on the style that I'm trading. But overall, that is the 3 brokers, and I do recommend having a look at all of them. This has been a video that I've actually wanted to create for a while, and I've had a lot of questions over the past 3-4 years since starting YouTube in regards to brokers. What brokers do you use? What brokers do you recommend? I've had it a lot, and I've wanted to create this video for a while, but it's not my typical video. But regardless of that, I wanted to create this, and it's taken a little bit of time because I wanted to make sure that what I actually promote and put that out to my audience is proper and it's good information and it's actually tried and tested. I wouldn't want to put anything out to my audience that I haven't tried and tested myself and don't recommend. So this is why it's taken a while for me to get this out there, but it's out there now. Hopefully you've enjoyed, hopefully you've taken away information. Remember to check out all 3 brokers you can do down below. There's a 10% trade credit on of course, Blueberry Markets, so if you do want to check out that, you have a bonus attached to that as well, which is good. So let me know your thoughts, and I will catch you in the next video. Speak to you all soon.